Hello, and welcome back to Invitation to Puzzles, where today we have a potpourri puzzle called Kitten Sink by Sonja. So you can guess why it is called Kitten Sink by looking at the grid. But we have a few sorts of rules floating around. So we have German whispers, which are these green lines, where adjacent digits along the green lines have to differ by at least 5. We have these black dots, where one digit on a black dot has to be double the other digit on the black dot, although the order doesn't matter. The big one could be on the left or on the right. We have these two digits have to sum to 5, and these two digits have to sum to 10. Over here, like the Roman numerals, that's the X's and the V's. These two cells with the white dot need to be consecutive. And the digits around this quadruple, this 1, 3, 6, and 7, need to be 1, 3, 6, and 7. And the digits around here have to be 1, 2, 5, and 5, meaning there's 2 5s in those cells around. Alrighty, so I will leave a link in the description so that you can try the puzzle yourself, and let us start. And I guess we can start with this quadruple, because they need to put 2 5s on this quadruple. And so those 5s either go here and here or here and here. But this one's not possible because I can't put a 5 on a green line. Because remember that a green line, the digits need to differ by at least 5. Well, there aren't any digits that I can put next to a 5, because 5 more than 5 is 10 and 5 less than 5 is 0. So actually the 5s go here. And now these are 1 or 2. Now, this triple black dot here is also of interest, because a triple black dot always has to come from 1, 2, 4, 8. Because basically, if you think about it as you move from left to right or right to left, you have to be able to double something twice, which amounts to multiplying it by 4, which means that one of the numbers on your string of black dots has to be divisible by 4. But 4 and 8 are the only such things, and so you end up with this sort of 1, 2, 4, 8 business. And if you think about it a little bit, the 1 and the 8 don't end up in the middle, because that would put 2 2s or 2 4s on the other side. Also, this one's never a 4. We can mark. Okay. I can tell you this digit's also not a 4. And the reason why this digit's also not a 4 is because there are 3 digits that are 5 away from it, or more. And 4 is only 5 away from the 9. So only 5 away from the 9, not enough. So this can't be a 4, which actually, now if you look at this, now you can actually sort of figure out this has to be a 4 now. Because if this digit isn't a 4, then these are 1, 2, and 8, and those do not make a good sequence of these numbers. So that's the 4, which makes these a 2 and an 8. This is a 3 or a 5, I suppose. I'm going to bet it's a 5, but I don't actually know. I do see that now by sudoku, one of these 2 cells is a 4, just by looking up this column. And if one of these 2 cells is a 4, 4 is only 4 away from 9, so that means these are a 4-9 pair for sure. And in fact, that can't be the 4, because it would put 2 9s here. Even worse, one of those 9s would be on a V with a -4, which sounds very bad. So we can do that. And now these 2 need to add to 5, but they're not 1 4, so these are now 2 3. Which actually sorts out that that's the 1. And remember, easiest thing to forget about the quadruples is when you fill in this, it now kind of sees this by sudoku. It makes that a 2. That is a very easy to miss thing to fill in with these. Let's see. It is recording. Good. Okay, let's see. This is a 7 or an 8 on the basis of... This is a 7 or 8 on the basis of summing to 10 with 2 or 3. Okay, so now if we're at least 5 away from 7 or 8, then this has got to be a 1, 2, 3. And if we're at least 5 away from those, this has got to be a 7, 8, 9. Okay, and that's interesting because it tells me this cell is a 2. This will take a second to see, but if this cell was a 2, these 3 digits would all need to be at least 5 away from 2. And what are those numbers? Well, the numbers are 7, 8, and 9. But the problem with that in that universe is that then these are a 7, 8, 9 triple looking at a cell that I've labeled 7, 8, 9, and that's just not going to work. That would put 4 7, 8, 9s in the column. So we actually have to do this the other way. So that's going to actually sort out... What did I do? Two. How did I screw this up so badly? What on earth did I do? Okay, what has happened here? One moment, please. Oh, I see. What happened here is I'm silly. This could have been a 6. I don't know why I thought this couldn't be a 6. It could have been a 6. Well, what we now secretly know is that this is a 6. But we'll continue with our lives for a moment. So yeah, so what I screwed up was when I marked this, I somehow marked this as being 7, 8, 9 instead of 6, 7, 8, or 9, which then showed me that this sort of breaks here. We can fill in this business at least a little bit because we know that these are 1, 3, 6, 7. Let's do that. 6, 7. And we know there's no 3 over here. So there definitely is a 3 in one of these cells. So this is never a 3 at the very least. Okay. Oh, I can make the same argument about 2 over here, but it's way, way easier than the argument I was trying to make about 2 over here. So I put a 2 here. These have to be 7, 8, 9. And whoops, they can't be 8 or 9. So they definitely can't be 7, 8, 9 as a triple. So in fact, that's the 8 and that's the 2 is what we've learned. Which means that these are 7, 8, 9. And these are 1, 2, 3. We can clean that up a little bit. So first of all, that's the 2 and the 1, 2, 3 just by sudoku. That 1, 3 pair tells me that's a 5. This isn't an 8. This 7, 8, 9 actually tells me that that is a 6. And 6, if you calculate it, only goes next to 1 on a German whisper. That 1 needs to go on this quadruple, and it can only go there. In fact, actually, if you look at it, these are now 3, 7, which makes that an 8 and a 2 and a 3. And now I've got everything except 6, so the 6 has to go there. Looking down at this paw/foot, I see that the only low digit available is a 3. So this is a 3 with an 8 or a 9, because it needs a low digit. It's going to be a 1 or a 4, but I'm not sure which yet. Let's see. What is this pair? Is it interesting? These are 5 and 7. Which does actually place the 7 in this box there, just by sudoku. If I look down this column, actually, this is the other 8, 9. It's the 8, 9 that doesn't go with a 3 on this green whispers. These two are a 6 and a 9 in some order. And these two, let's see, we can figure this out. This is a 1 and a 2, it looks like. And then these over here are a 5, 6, 7. This one's not a 5 because, again, you can't put a 5 on a German whispers at all. And this can't actually be a 6 because of this clue from earlier. If this is a 6, that would be a 1, which would break. So, in fact, this has to be a 7 with a 2, which gets me the 1 with a 2 over there. Let's see. these numbers next to the 2, they have to be 7, 8, 9. We could do that. So that actually gives me an 8, 9 pair in the row. Sorts out that 6 and that 9. Let's see. This 8, 9 can only go next to a 1, 2, 3, or 4, but it can't be a 2 or a 4, so that's a 1 or a 3. This number can only go next to a 1, a 2, or a 3, so it's a 1 or a 3. It can't actually go next to 4 because I can't make both of these 9 is the problem, and 9 is the only digit that's 5 away from 4. So this is back to being 6, 7, 8, or 9. I won't forget the 6 this time. And this is now back to being 1, 2, 3, or 4. And it can only actually, if you look at it, be 3 or 4. And so that's actually worth mentioning because this being only 3 or 4 now means that this can't be 6 or 7 because those are only 5 away from 1 or 2. So we actually have that. Okay. This row only has 1 digit left, and it's that one, isn't it? I think this is a 6, actually. Because we've got a 7, 9 pair and a 1, 3 pair is what I meant there. One of them is a 4, and the other is... Oh, no, sorry, I don't actually know that much. Sorry, I don't have a pair. I've got a 7, 9 and an 8, 9. Never mind. Let's see. What else can we do with everything going on here? Can I do anything with this row? These are a 7 and a 9. Yes, I can, because there's a 3, 7 pair up here. So that means that's a 9 and that's a 7. It doesn't quite locate the 7 within this box yet, but we're getting close. Within this box, let's see, what is left? 2, 4, and 5, right? And the given 5 actually tells me that that's the 5 up there. So that's actually going to do a lot of sorting of the world up there. I see that by Sudoku, one of these 2 is 4, which I'm going to mark because of this 2, 4 pair was the reason. And I'm marking it because it tells me that the low digit on this German whisper is not 2, 3, or 4, so it's a 1, and actually that one tells me it's actually right there. So this is a 6 or a 9 only, because 7 and 8 are no longer available. Let's see. These digits are 2, 3, 4, actually. And those aren't 2. Okay, well that's very useful. So that's a 2, which makes that an 8. Makes that a 9. Makes these a 3, 8. Now we have a 3, 4 pair in the row. So that makes that an 8 and a 3, which makes that a 9 and a 7. 7 doesn't go next to 3, so that's a 1 and a 3. Although I had a funny experience trying to convince ChatGPT that 7 and 3 don't go next to each other on whispers, and it kept doing it. And when I was making my talk for SudokuCon some period ago, which is rather funny because I'm just told that computers have successfully proved some big math thing, but I could not successfully get the computer to consistently tell me that 3 and 7 weren't far enough apart to put next to each other on a green line. I might not be good with computers. Let's see. Okay, so these are going to be 4 and 8 is what we have left over. And we even know where they go. That places that 4 up there. See, that's a 1 to finish off the row. We need a 3 and a 6 to finish off this box, and they go in that order, so that's a 9. See, this column seems to be missing a 5, I guess, so that sorts out those. These are 6 and 7. Let's see, that's a 6. Let's see, 5 and 8 go over here, and we can do the order. By the way, by default, I talk about this every once in a while. By default, the candidate highlighting trick that I use of like it telling me that if I say this is a 2, 3, 4, it says no, it's not a 2 or a 4. I think that's on by default, but if somehow it's off, you can go down to your gameplay and your options and turn conflict checker on and check pencil marks on. And those should be in your menu. And if you for whatever reason, if you'd prefer to do it without that, if you think that's a distraction or if it takes away from your experience, you can also use that to turn it off. So you might do it either way. Let's see. Okay, so there's a 1 over down there. Let's see. There seems to be a 3 and a 7 in here. Let's see. One of these up here is a 3, and it's that one. That one seems to be the 9. See, in this column, we're missing 4 and 6. Here, we're missing, one of them's a 2. By the way, I should fill in that while I'm at it. There's the 2 and the 8. What an adorable kitty emoji there for the completion. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. I do really like these puzzles that mix variants together. They are one of my favorites to solve. A lot of them tend to go into slightly advanced stuff, so I don't showcase them in the series that often. But when I come across an appropriate one, it is a great thing to include. So I hope you enjoyed that. Huge thank you to the setter. I really enjoyed this puzzle. It is maximally adorable. And I'll see everyone next time on Invitation to Puzzles. Bye for now.